Hi everyone, welcome to the Northumbria Healthcare Podcast. My name is Jesse, and today I'm here with Kyle Pow, an ice hockey player for the Whitley Warriors team. So Kyle, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Good.
It's
Thanks
lovely
for
to have
having
you
me.
here. Of course. So, would you just like to start off by telling us a little bit about your background and your upbringing?
Yeah, I grew up in Nanaimo, BC, and Vancouver Island there in Canada, and yeah, I grew up playing hockey since I was about 5 years old, and then eventually just started moving up the ladder. So
Nice.
yeah.
So obviously you started playing ice hockey at a relatively young age. How did you start playing ice hockey? What got you into it?
I would say like my dad played and my uncles and grandpa and stuff, so it was just always kind of in our family, and that was just kind of like the main sport, so I fell in love with it.
What were your experiences like playing as a child? What was it like?
It was good. Like Nanaimo's like a pretty hockey fire town, so it was good. Like all my buddies played growing up, and it was a good
Nice.
place. Yeah.
So you say you grew up in Nanaimo, BC, Canada. It's actually next to a place called Newcastle Island, which you
Yeah.
may not know. And
hmm
now you're over here in Whitley Bay,
hmm
next to Newcastle upon Tyne. So how's the transition been, moving over to a new country away from your friends and family?
It's been good. Like I'm used to being away from home, so that part wasn't too bad. Except I'm a little further this time, so but it's been good. I got a little bit of family over here in Scotland, so it hasn't been too much of an adjustment.
How do you feel like it's impacted you? Has it changed you as a person at all?
Yeah, I think it's now it's kind of like you learn how to like be really on your own instead of having like people to rely on around you, and it's been good experience so
Mm.
far. Yeah.
What's it like being alone, would you say?
I would say it depends what type of person you are, but like I'm pretty good with being alone, and I can keep myself occupied. So it's been like a pretty good place to be.
If you had to give some advice to anyone who maybe find themselves in a similar situation where they're moving to a different country or town by themselves, what advice would you give them?
Be yourself, and I would say just lean on the people around you that seem like they mean well, and I would say keep your circle small at the start, and yeah, just kind of do what you enjoy, and try not to like trust too many people, obviously, because it's not a familiar place. But yeah.
You said that your father actually played ice hockey. He played for Milton Keynes and for Murrayfield as well, along with your current head coach, Tony Hand. What's his impact been like?
It's been huge. He's helped me since I was a little kid, obviously, and he's always supported me. And like he's someone I can talk to that understands the majority of the stuff I'm going through. So he's been really big in my career.
And how important is it to have that kind of father figure or just someone there to help and guide you along the way?
It's been huge. It's he's someone who I would probably rely on the most in my whole career. So it's definitely helped me, and it would be a lot different without him.
Have you felt any extra or additional pressure to kind of live up to that status as an ice hockey player, considering he did play for the league as well?
Maybe sometimes, but I think it's more my mom and dad as a whole. Like I wouldn't want to like for all the effort and the money that they've put into like me wanting to do what I like get to do now. It's like I more just don't want to let them down as a couple. So yeah.
With ice hockey being such a physical sport, and obviously you're a tall guy yourself, how do you, how have you felt at times trying to open up about your feelings or your emotions with that stigma behind it?
It's definitely like I would say it's something that like a lot of people don't do, and now I think it's starting to become a little more important, and people are starting to realize that's like a big deal. But the older I've gotten, the more I've been like fine with like just being honest and straight up about things. So yeah.
And what are some tips that you'd give to people to overcome that stigma that's been put on men?
I would say rely on your teammates and like your coaches and stuff, and don't be afraid to just say how you're feeling, and like it's better than like holding it in and going about your day and acting like everything's okay when it's not. So yeah.
Have you at times felt like it's hard for yourself to open up and kind of let go of your feelings?
Maybe when I was younger in like a bigger environment, like when I was playing in Kelowna and stuff. But it's I think it's made me better as a person today, where I'm more better on my own because I've gone through those things. So.
Do you get anxious before games? Because I know when I've played sport in the past, and many other people watching this may have as well, but have you, or do you get anxious before games?
Depends the venue of the game. If it's like a very important one, like there's nerves, but I would call them good nerves. But sometimes if you know it's going to be physical, then like you're a little bit more anxious than usual. But it's once you like start play the game and stuff, it kind of goes away.
How do you deal with those nerves? Like, do you have any tips for anyone?
It's kind of, you have to do what works for you. So I mean, for me, like if I'm feeling anxious, I'll just go for like a walk or something and focus on my breathing and stuff like that, and just not trying to think about it too much. So yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Kyle. It's been really nice to talk to you, and thank you for everyone for listening.
Thanks.